Last week, I did the top 7 worst Pokemon games, and that seemed to go down pretty well. So this time, I'm going to do the top 7 best Pokemon games. However, I feel this is going to cause a lot more anger. Pokemon has been a huge series in my life, and as I said in the past video, I have played every single one to absolute death. So yeah, I know exactly what I'm talking about. However, I want to hear your thoughts in this video. I want to hear, do you think my list is absolute garbage? Do you think I'm garbage? Do you think my list is perfect? I want to hear what you think. And hit that like and subscribe button for more content, and tell me what top 7s I should be covering each week. Let's just get into it, shall we? With number 7, Pokemon Black and White. So when the Black and White games first came around, I always thought they were a huge gamble. Like, huge. I wasn't too sure about the art style because I'd become so accustomed to Generation 4 and thought honestly Generation 4 was as good as it was gonna get. It also went back to its roots and made everything brand new. So if you wanted to play as Pikachu, Pidgey, Butterfree, nope, everything was new. The whole Pokédex was brand new, every single one was new, no old ones are gonna be in it. So it was an absolutely huge gamble. And the difficulty level for some of them went through the absolute roof. Stupid Elisa with your stupid Volt Switch horse. You know what I mean if you played that game. Oh, that bitch. Just can't. Oh. Either way, some of the designs though were absolutely awesome. I'm looking at Excadrill here. Although that's in the game rather than in the 3D version because he's a tiny little mole. But in the game he looked absolutely fantastic. The story was also pretty dark and made you think how we use Pokemon. Are they friends or are they tools? Now normally I don't go on and play the game for the plot, but the final battle of storming the castle and the gym leaders all turn up? In at number 6, Black and White 2. So where do you go from Black and White? Well, Black and White 2. The game is set a few years later with a new protagonist, and he's basically in the world which has now gone on a little bit. It's aged. Look, here the big thing is that Pokemon decides to steal from the Digimon pot and brings in fusion with Kyrium, that's how you pronounce it, with Kyrium White or Kyrium Black. The reason why this is here, well, at the time of this game, I was one of the best in the UK. Look, you can argue in the comments, I was second as a time as the UK Championships online, so I was number 2 ranked for doubles battles, and when it came to the UK Championships, I ended up top 16, so there. I was pretty good at that time because I had a Trick Room team, and I love Trick Room. Either way, Black and White 2 was a fantastic step up from Black and White, and basically the best way to play this game. In at number 5. Now remember on the previous video, if you haven't seen it, go see it, I complained about both versions of Pokemon Pearl and Pokemon Diamond. Well, that's because Platinum existed. It built on what those games had, it fleshed out the story so much more, and actually made it fun to play. It sped the game up dramatically, gave us way more Pokemon to play with, and is the best way to play Generation 4. It was just genuinely so much fun. Like the moment I played it, I was like, why should I even go back to Pokemon Pearl and Pokemon Diamond? There's absolutely no point. And Nintendo, when you did your remake, you should have done it like this. Idiots. In at number 4, X and Y. Oh, wait. Look, I know a lot of people don't praise Pokemon X and Y. I know it's the Pokemon, the first 3D one. I know that. I know there are problems with it. I know the plot is absolutely stupid. Hear me out. Just hear me out. It brought me this. Mega Charizard X. Oh! Mega Charizard X was so good. Mega Evolution was a fantastic idea and freshened up the battle scene dramatically. Like, for me, it was great because I used to play Pokemon Stadium when I was a kid, and that was absolutely amazing to see all my Pokemon in 3D now battling. So to essentially play Pokemon Stadium on the go, this was incredible because all I do is battle. That's what I'm there for, and for the battle scene. Like, it made Charizard and Venusaur actually playable. Mega Charizard Y and Venusaur was terrifying together. I don't care, they were horrifying. But as for a battle simulator, it was great. It was one of the best games I've ever played, and I'm all for it. Number 3, Pokemon Red and Blue. Yes, the original. Okay, it's not Red and Green. I know it's not Red and Green. Shut up. Shut up. This is one of the most important games I've ever played. Not just in Pokemon sense, but just in gaming in general. Like, what more can be said? it gave me a great feeling in my tum-tum the moment I even heard what Pokémon was, especially being a Game Boy game. The first time I loaded it up and I picked my Squirtle, well, that was it. We went on our adventure to fuck up the Elite Four and smash Blue into next week. I've played this game so many times, and I honestly can think I can do this blindfolded. I really think I could. This game is my childhood personified. It started the generation, it started the craze. Yes, I know we have Pokemon Yellow, but as I said, I prefer the originals to this. This is just so good. Pokemon Red and Blue are some of the best Pokemon games. Yes, I know they have glitches beyond glitches, but those glitches made it fun. Ever remember the missing note sheet? Mew under the truck? Although Mew was in the game if you actually knew where to find him. It was just absolutely glorious. In at number 2, Pokemon HeartGold and SoulSilver. No, it's not number 1. People thought it was going to be number 1, but it's not. It's the runner-up. It is the ultimate version of how you play Generation 2. I talked about this in the last video. It is, if not the, or one of, the best games on the Nintendo DS. It took the Gold and Silver games, added a Generation 4 paint, and added so much content to you that you can catch pretty much anything. It's great. You can catch all the Gen 3 mons, you can get all the ones from Generation 4, bring them over. The levels were increased for opponents, like Red is at stupid levels, Pikachu's at a stupid level. The Red battle's even harder because there's ice on the field. It was a great game. It's like, how'd you flesh out Gen 2? Well, we had a better story to it, which makes a lot more sense than it did in Generation 2 and Gold and Silver, and we just let you have fun. It was just such a beautiful game and the real perfect way to play it. However, it's not my favourite Pokemon game of all time. And that goes to number 1, Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. This is a beautiful game, considering there is too much water, allegedly. It took what Emerald had and fleshed it out dramatically. It improved on the Pokemon X and Y visuals and added even more Mega Evolutions, including Mega Pinsir, which was awesome. And for me, as a battler, that was great for the scene because it was good. It was cool. We had more Pokemon we could play with. They then also brought us the Primal Evolutions, bringing on what we call in the scene as the Weather Wars, and also one of them being Shiny Primal Groudon. Although, when it came to actual battling, I didn't use it. I used Primal Kyogre because I liked the Water Weather Wars. But Kyogre's partner in this little battle scheme was Shiny Mega Rayquaza.
It's now illegal.
Again, I can talk about the battle scene time and time again. Well, this is where I got really good again, and I played this to death, and I did really well this year because I ran with a Kyogre and I ran with a Mega Rayquaza. It was such a good year because it made combinations that you never thought was possible. My god, even my favourite Pokemon Raichu won a World Championship alongside hitting on top. Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire were a battler's dream. It was a Pokemon content dream. I think they really made these games the best they could, and I really think it's the best games they've ever made on the system. People might believe I'm chatting absolute bubbles here, and I want to hear, do you think I'm right about this? Is this your favourite Pokemon game? Or do you think it's HeartGold and SoulSilver? Next week, I probably will do the spin-off games, because other people will be thinking, well, why not do the spin-off games? XD, Pokemon Darkness, whatever it's called, is probably one of the best. Pokemon Stadium 2 is one of the best. The Pokken games, you know what I mean. They could be in this list, but I decided to do mainline games for now. So next week, I will do the spin-off ones. So you let me know. Put it in the comments, because the more comments, the more likes, the more this video gets out there, and the more I get to argue with you people, because it's fun arguing with people, because I love it. I am a horrible person, so bring it on. But until then, you all take care of yourself, and I'll see you next week for another Top 7. My name is Danny. Bye-bye.